Hi, Algebra 2 students. In this video, you'll learn how to find the greatest common factor of whole numbers. Starting with the definition of factor. A factor is a number that divides evenly into another number. That means it has no remainder. Now, you might remember your math facts from elementary or middle school and be able to come up with factors on your own. Otherwise, you might need to use a calculator to double check, and that's okay as well. We're going to show you how to find all the factors of a number using something often referred to as the bookend method. So how we start is knowing that each number is divisible by 1 and itself. We're going to make a list of numbers, and we're going to put 1 and that number as the beginning and the end. And then we're just going to work up through all the other numbers, and we're going to try, either in our mind or using the calculator, to ask ourselves, does this number divide into it? If it does, we're going to write down the pairs, and we're going to keep working up. And the way we know we're done is when we've reached the middle. So the number we reach is coming from the right end and the left one. As I've noted, you can definitely use your calculator to check, and you will have to check with your calculator for some of the bigger numbers, and that's totally okay. It's also good if you remember some of your divisibility rules. So a number is divisible by 2 if it's even. That means it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. It's divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits can add up to 3. So like 12 is divisible by 3 because 1 plus 2 is 3. 5, it's divisible by 5 if the number ends in 0 or 5. And divisible by 10 if the number ends in 0. Now, once we've eliminated numbers like 2, then we know it's not going to be divisible by any multiple of 2. Or if it's not divisible by 3, then it's not divisible by things like 6, 9, or 12. So there's going to be a lot that we won't necessarily have to try on our calculator. Okay, let's find all the factors of 40. So again, this is called the bookend method. We know that 1 and 40 are factors. Okay, so now we're just going to work ourselves up and say, okay, 2. Does 2 go into 40? Yep, 40 is even. So 2 can go into 40, and I need its pair. So over here, what I'm going to find, either in my head or using my calculator, well, 2 times what is 40? Or on your calculator, that's 40 divided by 2. Okay, well, that's 20. Okay, so 20 is a factor of 40. 3. Does 3 go into 40? Grab your calculator. 40 divided by 3 is not a whole number. 4. Yep, 4 goes into 40. 4 times 10 is going to give me 40. Okay, 5. Yep, 5 is going to go in because 40 ends in 0. So 5 times 8 will be 40. And notice here I'm really close to each other, 5 and 8. Okay, so then I have to check my ones in between there. 6? Nope, 6 doesn't go in. 7 doesn't go in. Okay, I've reached 8, so I found them all. So those are all the factors of 40. Now we're going to learn about greatest common factor, often abbreviated GCF. And the greatest common factor is the largest factor that 2 or more numbers have in common. So greatest is the largest. Common means shared. Okay, let's find the greatest common factor of 24 and 36. We start by finding the factors of each. We're starting with 24, so my bookends are going to be 1 and 24. 2. 2 does go into 24. Well, 24 divided by 2 is 12. 3. 24 divided by 3, that does work. 3 times 8 is 24. 4. Yep, 4 times 6 is 24. 5 does not work. And then I already used 6. So those are my factors of 24. Now I'm doing the same thing for 36. So 1 and 36. 2. Okay, 2 times 18 is 36. 3. Yeah, check it. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 4 works. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 5 does not work. 6. Yep, 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm only going to list 6 once, but now I know I've had them all. So we've listed the factors of each. Now we're going to find the common factors. There are a lot of factors that are in both of those, but we're looking for the biggest one. So I like to work from the right-hand side, and I notice that the biggest one that they have in common is 12. So 12 is the GCF of 24 and 36. Now, some people who are really good with their factors might be able to come up with this in their head. And that's totally okay if it asks you to find the GCF and you can find it in your head. There are going to be some problems where it does ask you to list out all the factors. And so then using the bookends method is still best. Let's do another one. And this is one that, again, you're probably actually not going to be able to do in your head. We want to find the greatest common factor of 54 and 81. Let's start by listing all the factors of 54. So my bookends are 1 and 54. 2. Well, 2 is going to go in there because it is even. So 2 goes into 54. Well, 54 divided by 2 is 27. 3. Might need to use your calculator. 54 divided by 3. Yep, that's a whole number. That's 18. How about 4? 54 divided by 4. Nope, that gives you a decimal. 5's not going to work because it doesn't end in 5 or 0. 6. Yeah, 6 goes into 54. 6 times 9 is 54. Check the ones in between there. 7 and 8 don't work. Those are my factors of 54. Now let's do 81. 1 and 81. 2 will not work because it's not even. 3 works. 81 divided by 3 is 27. 4 will not work because it's not even. 6 or 5 does not work. 6, nope. 7, try 7. No even numbers will work, so 8 won't work. 9 does work. 9 times 9 is 81. So there's actually less factors of 81. So again, we look at our common factors, and we can find up here that 27 is the greatest common factor. And remember, we're looking for the greatest. Sometimes people notice early on, oh, well, 3 is a common factor, or 9 is a common factor, but what we want is the greatest. So our GCF is 27.